we talking about?
What's up, you guys? How you guys doing on this Friday? Hope this video find you doing well. My name is Crystal, and if you're new to my channel, I hope you stay. And if you don't, just come back and see what I'm doing every now and then. You guys, I really enjoy Prison Brides. It didn't have all that foolishness that Love After Lockup would have in it. Like, I paid $30,000 over the course of this love affair with this person over the phone, or when they get out of prison, they got Gucci. It just wasn't a whole bunch of goofy shit. It was, to me, you know, what they went through was some real shit. So I really enjoyed Prison Brides. So let's just get into it. Aaron and Michael, we're gonna start with them. My last video, if you remember, I said for him to have done all that time in prison and then get out and start using, he had to be using while he was in there. Like, he had to be dibbling and dabbling while he was in there, and he was. And for her, she don't know what addiction look like. I don't know if she ever been around a tweaker. So him being up at night, because that's what the shit do, it make you stay awake. For him being up at night, she probably thought, oh, it's just something he's going through because he's been to prison. I can't find a word, couldn't figure it out. But yeah, because he's been to prison, maybe that's why he's up. He just can't sleep. He's still adjusting, that's the word, still adjusting to the world right now. So she had no idea where it was coming from. You know, all the mood swings and shit. I remember being on that shit in the 90s, y'all. Ain't been no recent shit, because the shit, yeah. Back in the 90s, I remember being up for 5 days straight. 5 days straight. And I said in my last video, a person who slams that shit, they're more aggressive, in my opinion. That's how they're more aggressive. They're most liable to pop the shit out of you. But he said he's a liar and manipulator, and he's been doing it ever since he's been talking to her. And that's so sad, because she uprooted her whole life, left her son and everything to come out here and build a new life for her son in this man who she didn't know. And now she's feeling stupid, and I can't feel sorry for her, because she should have did like Savea did. Savea didn't marry nobody. She didn't do shit. She said, let me see how this works out before I get committed to you. And she shouldn't have never did that with a son. I wouldn't have took that big of a risk, leaving my whole family, my job and everything, to see if this shit was gonna work out with somebody who'd been in prison for 8 years. Again, these women fall in love with letters and visits, and that's it. Letters, visits, phone call. They ain't got nothing else. Nothing else. And I bet you while he was tweaking in prison, he was probably writing her some good ass letters. So her story kind of, you know, like I said, I can always relate to people when it comes to domestic violence. And, you know, she said that this little fucker, she thought she was going to hit him. He was going to hit her. And she ducked and he laughed. And my ex, I don't want to call him an ex, the donor, my kid's father, he used to do that shit. Like, flinch and see if I'm do weird shit like that. So now his ass is in prison. And he should stay, like, that's what he used to. Look at this picture of his eyes. I swear, I'm telling you, this dude had been up so long, then that's what happens. Your eyes start sinking into your head. That boy needs to get some sleep. Gabrielle and Jamal. So she did. She went ahead and she married this man. And still, again, I'm still curious. Who's telling the truth? Him or his mama? I'd really like to know. And again, she's 26. She shouldn't be marrying nobody right now until he, like, I just wouldn't have did it. Because who's lying? That's the shit that bothers me. Like, how, as a mother, like, there's people that are honest and they'll go snitch on their kid and shit, but I just, if she's lying, that's the thing for me. If she's lying on him, I'm like, what the fuck? So we don't know, but he writing a book about his whole little childhood and shit. And she's still trying to get his ass out of prison. So that's it. That's all on them. I would like some of these couples who mates got out of prison, I would like to follow up and see how they're doing, if they're doing well. Because so far, most of these relationships that we done looked at on here, domestic violence, they went back to prison. Okay, just a few of them, and some of them got their ass still in there. They ain't even out yet. Jessica and Craig. I have to say, I feel sorry for Craig, because this man just got out of prison, apparently while he was working at his little work program, he had been sending her money, and all she's doing is shopping and spending the shit, not realizing he's trying to save and trying to build, and she's here buying stupid shit, and she don't care what he says about it. He don't care. So all that shit stressed that man out. Money, stressed out, always seeing boxes, and he ended up popping her. Do I agree with it? No. But I can, he was stressing her. She was stressing him the fuck out. And the sister was paranoid about him going back to prison, and he promised her, I'm not going to go back to prison. And now he's back in prison, having a child, and everything was too soon and too fast. And it's always a good idea for the man to get out of prison if they did a lot of time. Be free for a year. Don't get in a relationship. And that's what I told my son. He did 14 years. Don't get your ass in a relationship with nobody, because they're going to expect too much out of you, and you're not going to be ready to give them that shit. So stay away from a relationship, and you'll be okay. And he did just that. Next year he got into one. Now we got a baby. I'm okay with it though. So his ass is back in prison, and her ass went back to where she came from. Everybody going back home so she don't have to raise his baby alone. Like I said, she should have did the same thing Savannah did too. You should have been testing it out before you went and married it and did all this goofy shit. Now you're going to be a single mother. And no, you should never go back to him. Once a hitter, always a hitter. Any man or woman with childhood trauma, you gonna spend if they haven't worked on themselves, you gonna spend your time just trying to fix their ass. Like seriously, because they're gonna look to you for their happiness and shit. So no, apparently he never went to fucking therapy for it. He needs therapy. Anyone doing long time in prison, and I've always said it, they need to go to counseling when they get out. They really do. It's so important, especially the way the world has changed now. It's so important for that to happen. But like I said, if they doing shit in prison, like sneaking around getting high, they gonna fuck up when they get out, period. Andrea, not much to tell. Her parents are still pretty pissed and pretty hurt that she's marrying this man at the age of 26 years old who got 50 years. So they're not happy about it. Her wedding was on, off, back on again. End of the story. They're married. Parents still upset because they want grandchildren, and they're just worried about their daughter just hanging on and being alone. Let's see. I'd like to see 2 years, 3 years later if she's still waiting for his ass. That's what I'd like to know. Please keep up on this shit. So Olivia and Kevin, they got married. He is supposed to come out soon. He should be out soon. He's getting paroled. I would love for them to follow this couple too, to see how they do once he get out into the free world, how he's going to adjust, how they're adjusting with each other. I think what she's going to have to do is try to go to immigration so she can come to the U.S. I think that's what she want to do. I hope I got the right one on that one, but I think that's the one who is trying to do that. Emma and Kurt, did they get married? They're all married except for a few. So Emma and Kurt, they got married. He's about to get out. Not much to tell there. Let's see how they work out when he get out. Like I said, the ones that are the inmates that are getting out, I want them to follow them and see how the relationships work with each other. So let's see. Last but not least, the couple that was given the most crazy shit, Savannah and Joseph, spontaneous ass. Now, when I came back to this, Joseph had his apartment. He was still working on his art. Savannah is a very controlling female. She's very controlling. She was the damn warden, sitting on the phone telling him what he should and should not do. She was just too much for me, in my opinion. I don't think he could never meet her expectation of a man. I don't think she could, because she would want too much from him too soon. So I don't think he would spend his whole life trying to please her. And he would have spent his whole life trying to please her, and she would have spent the whole time complaining about what he's doing and how he's doing it. That's how I saw the relationship. But anyway, old boy done got his apartment and got his still doing his art, because that's his passion. But the fool decided he wanted to follow his dream, on there crying because nobody is having hope having hope and trusting that he doing the right thing, and you're not, because you should have been able to do both at the same time, work in your dream. So he done quit his damn job. And I thought it was looking good at first. I said, okay. He done went. He said he been walking, going all these little art places, trying to get his foot in the door. And he finally got one to say yes and give him an art show. The thing is, he spent $3,500 on the shit and only made $27 out of it. Ain't paid his rent in 2 months. About to get kicked out. Ain't been doing shit. But now he's sitting there thinking, oh man, what the hell am I going to do? What the hell am I going to do? Ain't paid my rent, ain't did a damn thing. So what he did is, he went and got him a roommate. And I wish they would have showed this shit. He went and got his ass a roommate so he can help pay the rent. But what I'd like to know is, what triggered the fight? Why did you want him to leave? Was he on some funny shit? You wanted him to get out your house? Like, why did you ask this man to leave your house? Because California laws, I don't know what the law, if you're there for 3 days and they get mail, they fucking live there. You got to give them a 30-day notice. But he said he ain't going for that shit. We went back to prison. He says, we fighting. You getting out. You getting the hell out. Calling all crazy and shit. He went to jail, but I'm glad he got out. I'm glad he got out. But Savannah was real with her shit. She said, I told him, I don't give a shit what you go back to jail for. Whatever you go back for, we done. I'm not doing this shit no more. And that's how she should be. It's like, no, we not playing. Because homeboy got some issues too. I don't know where his mom and daddy is. It seemed like all he got is his cousin. But he seemed a little off too. But I'm glad that he ended up getting another job and getting a roof over his head. And him and Savannah, they're still talking, but she ain't going for that shit no more. But yeah, you guys, I enjoyed Prison Brides. It was a good little show. Glad you guys turned me on to it. It was good. I enjoyed it. So anyway, that's it for Prison Brides. I think I tried to mix up, I think 8, 9, and 10, something like that. So if I missed some things, I'm sorry. Forgive me. But I think I got the gist of it all. So don't be an asshole, y'all. I'll see y'all with something else later on. Deuces. Bye.